Hey YouTube, it's Justin, aka Demonic Sweaters, here with another music DIY producer tutorial type thingy. So today's tutorial is actually going to be about how to get your music on all of the streaming services such as Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, and all of the other ones out there, basically all around the world, for absolutely free. There is a way to do this. You don't have to pay any money up front. And I'm just going to go ahead and get right to it so we can see how to do this. All right, so the first thing is to click the link down below. That is an affiliate link for me, and that will help me out. Basically, it takes no money off of you for any of your earnings, but it does help me out. So if you sign up using this service, please use the link down below, and that would be great. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to it. After you click the link, that's going to take you to a site called RootNote. RootNote is the company that I use basically for all of my music distribution. Now, there's a few reasons why I chose RootNote, the main being it costs no money. And what I mean by it costs no money, I mean you don't have to pay any money up front, you don't have an annual fee, you don't have anything like that. There's a lot of services out there where you can get your music on Spotify and Apple Music and all of that, but most of them have either a fee when you sign up or an annual fee. And, you know, being a DIY musician, kind of an independent musician, YouTuber, I'm sure a lot of you are in a similar situation as me, where we don't really make a whole lot of money from streaming music. So the idea of having to pay like $80 a year just to have your music on Spotify or something like that seems kind of crazy. It takes a long time to make the money back. Even if you're moderately successful on streaming services, it's still pretty hard to make money. Like even like big names have a difficult time. So I prefer to do it this way. That way I don't have to spend any money up front, and all of my music is available on Spotify and all of those, you know, streaming services for people that want to listen to it there. And I still make a little bit of money. Now, I always make more money selling my music on services like Bandcamp or things like that, but the way I look at streaming is it's kind of like advertising service in a way, you know, like you get free exposure if you do it this way, and you do make a little bit of money. It just takes time. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is join RootNote, and you just click this little link down here. You can either sign up with your Google account, your Facebook account, Twitter, or SoundCloud, or you could just set up a username and email and password and all that stuff. All right, so once you finish signing up and your account is verified and all of that, you're going to log in, and then you're going to come to this page right here. This is kind of like your landing page. And what we're going to do is actually create a new release. So to do that, I'm just going to go here to distribution and then click on create new release. And then right here, you'll see UPC or EAN, and just leave that blank unless you have one already. And then we're going to put in the release title. And the release title, that's going to be the album title or single title or whatever you're doing. It's not the name of the band yet, so we'll get to that. And this up here is just a warning, this big red thing telling you not to upload cover songs and all of that, which goes without saying. And now we get into the album details section. So first off, let's click this top one right here. And then artist name. I'm just going to copy that out of here and put it there. So the girl's name Lourdes and the girl's name Lourdes is the name of the album and the artist on this particular release. And then if we scroll down, you can see album version. A lot of this stuff you can leave blank. Compilation album just means if you have multiple artists on one album. So I'm going to have no. And then we have our genres right here. Primary genre, secondary genre. Let's see what we have to choose from. And then copyright. Here is what you're publishing copyright sound recording and publishing copyright name should be. So that just depends on, you know, how you're publishing your music. For me, I just use my name. Now, if you have like an ASCAP account or something like that, or BMI, and it's a different name, then you would put that there. Ant Hill Recordings is the name of my label. Then originally released. I'm just going to select today's date, even though that's not really right, but that's okay. Explicit content, make sure you select this. Mine is not explicit. And then I'm going to do save and continue. All right, now let's go ahead and add our audio track. So I'm just going to click on add audio. And then choose file. Go into where I have the songs. Now you can upload, I recommend uploading either waves or FLAC files because they are the highest quality. Don't upload MP3s. MP3s are not going to sound, well, actually, they might even reject MP3s if you try to do that. So it has to be waves or FLACs. So I'm going to go ahead and start uploading these. And then click Add Track to add another track. Let me get my face out of the way. And then find track 2 here, which is Gasparilla. And then you just keep doing this for as many tracks as you have. All right, so once you have all of your files selected and named, just let them finish uploading. One thing you'll notice here is you are limited to 15 tracks per upload session. So if you have more than that, you'll have to do basically 2 different sessions of uploads, but you can still do it. Okay, so it looks like I ran into a problem here, which I didn't realize, but I think what happened is my files that I'm trying to upload are actually at 48,000 kilohertz rather than 44,100 kilohertz. So those are probably all going to fail. So what I'm going to have to do is actually convert my files first and then upload them again. So let's go ahead and do that. And the way I could do that actually is, well, there's a couple different ways. But I think what I'm going to use is a program called Sound Converter. And then I can just add folder here. And select my preferences. And I'm going to go ahead and delete my original files. And then let's do FLAC. And then here we could do resample. And then 44,100. Okay. So just so you know, this is a Linux program. I don't believe this is available on another computer, but you could also use something like Audacity for this, or Format Factory is another program you can use. I just like this one a lot because it's really easy. So let's go ahead and convert. And that's okay. That was just talking about the cover, so that's obviously not going to convert. Okay, so once all of your tracks finish uploading, then you just go down here and click on Save and Continue. Now this is a little bit weird. I'm not sure why this actually just recently started happening, where it lowercases every single title that you typed in the previous screen. I don't know why. It didn't used to do that, but now that seems to be happening within the past couple of months. But if anybody at RootNode sees this, then yeah, you should probably fix that. So just go ahead and fix your titles. So yeah, just double check all your stuff. Make sure everything is written the way that it should be. Now you'll notice that it automatically generated the ISRC codes, which is great, because some companies even charge you for those. But in RootNode, you can get those for free. Okay, everything looks good. Now you do have a chance to check this again, so just click Save and Continue. All right, now I'm just going to click I'm finished because I don't need to upload any more audio. Okay, now on to the adding artwork part. So here's a place where I know we're going to have a little bit of trouble because the artwork for this album I know is not the correct size. Let me just open it up here. And yeah, it's pretty small. So, but this is the cover, and this is what I want to be the cover. So ideally, you should have your cover be to the size guidelines that they say, which I believe is 1,400 or 3,000 by 3,000. Actually, that's pretty huge. But we could fix that. So let's go back here to my cover, and I'm just going to right-click it and then open with the GIMP. If you're not familiar, the GIMP is a great free image editor that you can download. And it allows you to, it's basically like Photoshop, like a free version of Photoshop. So it's real easy to do what we need to do here. I'm just going to go to Image, And then I'm going to go to scale image. And this is going to be quite a bit of upscaling, which normally you don't really want to do. But in this situation, I think it's going to be okay. So let's go ahead and scale that. All right, so once you have your image, the correct size, all I'm going to do is just go here and go to overwrite cover.jpg and then export it. And now that should be good. And I don't really need to save this or anything because I already exported the correct size. Now if I open this up, there we go. So that should be good. Now let's just go ahead and drag that onto the upload form there. And it looks like it accepted it. Actually, I won't know until I click save rather. So click save and continue. Okay, so now we're getting close. All we have to do now, let's go on to manage stores. And now here you can see all the different stores that you can distribute to. What I do is I just click select all stores, and it has everything here. Everything you could possibly listen to music on. I think most people just use Spotify and Apple Music these days. But it even has TikTok, which is pretty cool. Now, one thing that I always do for me is I uncheck YouTube. And the reason why that I do that, even though YouTube Music is a streaming service, since I often use my own music in my uploads, I don't want to get flagged from YouTube Music for a root note copyright claim on my own content. So that's why I uncheck YouTube. But if you're not an active YouTuber, you might as well leave that checked too, because then your content will be distributed to YouTube Music. Now, pricing, I usually leave this at standard. Which seems to be okay. I think most of it is streaming anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. But if people were to buy it and download it, then this will determine the pricing there. And that just varies depending on the store. So there's no real exact pricing that you see there. And then once you select all of these, the territories, that happens automatically when you select up here. So just leave those all how they are. And then click on Save and Continue. And RootNote's website can be a little bit slow sometimes, but don't worry about it. It still works just fine. Just sometimes it'll take a little while for the page to load. Now, one of the things I really like about RootNote compared to some of the other ones is you have the ability to upload basically multiple artists. Like, for example, if you're using a company like DistroKid, which are also a very affordable, I think they're like my second choice. They're a very affordable company, and they they offer some good services, and they're very fast. But with DistroKid, for the basic membership, you basically are limited to only having one artist. So you can only, I could only upload Demonic Sweaters or something like that if, I were using DistroKid. But since I have a lot of different artist names that I work with and have my own label, using RootNote for me is actually great. Now down here, you'll see that they have a couple of options. You can actually do a premium distribution, which does cost money, but you keep 100% of the royalties. Or you could distribute for free, which is what I'm doing and what I always do, where you get to keep 85% of the royalties. Now that does give them 15%, but like I said in the beginning of the video, it's not like we're making a ton of money from streaming anyway, and I would rather give them 15% on the sales than have to pay every time I upload something, because I upload a lot, or, every year you have to pay on some of the other services, which you don't have to do in RootNote. So it's really nice to have this free option in RootNote. Now, all you have to do here is just click on I understand RootNote's terms and services. Now, one thing you might want to do, and which I'm probably going to do here, is just click on a couple of these track details just to verify my uploads. You can actually listen to them here. And so I'm just going to play back a little bit of this. There we go. Okay, so that seems to be playing fine. And then you can just click back. And I usually spot check a couple of them. You could go through and listen to all of them just to make sure that they're okay. But, I've never really had an issue with them not being okay. So that's why I just go through and spot check a couple of them. So let's just go back here to view track details on one in the middle. Okay, good enough. Let's go back. Yeah, this one's a fade in. So, all right, good. So I think we're good on all of those. Okay, so I am ready to go. So now all I have to do is click on I understand and accept root node's terms and conditions, which you're supposed to read. And I'll just say that I read those a long time ago, so I don't have to read them right now. And then once you're ready, you just click on distribute free. And then it tells you that no further changes can be made to the release after completing. Are you sure you want to complete for free distribution? And click OK. And again, it'll take a little bit of time for it to load, but that's okay. And there we go. So the thing is, too, with Root Note is it does take a couple of weeks for them to approve the release, but you'll get notified once they do. And then after they approve the release, it's usually another week or two before it starts showing up on the streaming music services. So anyway, that's how you can get all of your music, unlimited music from multiple artists, as much as you want on Spotify, Apple Music, and all the other streaming services, absolutely free. And I've been using this company for years, and I've never had an issue with them. It's always been really great, and I really love that they're available, and I don't have to pay for all this stuff, because I release a lot of stuff. If you've taken a look at my label, anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com, there's quite a few releases. Now, if I were paying yearly on all of those releases and for all those different artists, it costs me way more money than I'm making. So this is really the only option, I think. I really think it's the best. I mean, you can see right here, I have 42 releases in my library, and I've been in the community since 2011. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and you learned something. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And like I said, please, if you can, use the affiliate link down there. And that'll help me continue making videos like this, and it will cost you nothing, and it'll direct link you to Root Note's site where you can get started uploading music. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you're having a great week, and stay safe, everybody. See you soon.